It was a normal night. I went to bed, or should I say I passed out. Woke up in the middle of the night, shaking. My arm wouldn't stop. Didn't know what was fucking happening, but turned out my years of alcohol abuse had given me a stroke. Stroke, you say? At 40. Fucking hell. At the time, I didn't know. Didn't know what was happening. But I knew something was happening. My wife was beside me. She was afraid. She thought, oh, he's just being a dickhead. Just drinking and being a dickhead again. But I guess she could see the fear in my eyes somewhat, and she rang the ambulance, and the ambulance took me away. And as the ambulance was dragging me out the door, I said to him, once I was away from the earshot of my wife, I was like, oh, am I dying? You can tell me it's okay. Not because I was afraid. I think it was because I was afraid to live. Because I was afraid to keep going in the fucking nightmare that I'd created with alcohol night after night. That I was afraid to just live in reality. The reality that I'd created through my drinking. The reality that I had created through my fuckery. The reality that I had created. Think about it. I was too afraid to live in the reality that I'd created. And all the choices that I'd made up until that point led me to a point where I was having a stroke, where my brain exploded in my head. It could have been catastrophic. Could have been the end. Or I could have been disabled. It took a long time to recover from that. A lot of recovery. It took months and years to fully recover to a point where I am now. And, there's still probably some residual things that have resulted in that stroke. But would my life have changed if I didn't get that warning sign? I don't know. But the truth is, alcohol will try and kill you. It might not kill you straight away. It might not kill you with some bang. It might just kill you like a tiny cut at a time. One little minuscule cut after cut. This is what we're talking about. It's not about a massive death. It's about the death of your relationships, the death of your dreams, the death of your career, the death of your hope, the death of your mental health. All these things that you give up just so that you can drink one more time. Just so you can drink and get fucking wasted from reality, that you can escape the reality that you created. Because that's what I was doing. I was escaping my reality night after night, not realizing that I was creating my reality at the same time. So you're trying to escape something that you're creating. So therefore, you have to do something different and create something different. But you say, how can you create something different when you're getting pissed every night? Well, you can't. And that's where the rubber hits the road. You've got to do something different. Because when I was going into the hospital and they put me in a coma, I wasn't afraid because I didn't know that what was ahead of me. Should I have been afraid? Probably. Would it have been helpful? I don't know. Because at the time, I wasn't really living life. I was existing in a world that I'd created, in a world that I wasn't happy in. Externally, I had everything. Externally, I had the things, the life that looked like on the surface it was okay. But inside, I was running away from myself. I was running away from the truth. The truth was that I was built for more. I needed to do more. I needed to become more. And I needed to stop letting myself down, and I needed to stop letting my others down. And then I had to be a leader. Because every time that you keep trying to push the boundaries of your drinking, the stakes just get higher and higher, and the problems get more and more. And the things that you do and will accept get lower and lower, to the point where the bottom will just keep bottoming. I got to a point where something had to change. Not because I wanted it to, not because it had to, just because something had to change. Because change is inevitable. But the choice in the change doesn't have to be brought upon by your circumstances. It could be brought upon by you making a decision, by you not waiting for something to change. And then you might think, well, it's too late. We're fucked up. But the truth is, it's never too late. It's never too late to change, because change is going to happen regardless of what you want to happen. So when you're faced with a choice, do you continue on the path that you're on, or do you change? Both will require you to do something. But at least one of those choices you'll be in control of. So that's the thing. The change will come. But one we actually get an opportunity. And when you think we've changed, there's this thing called rock bottom. They talk about it a lot in 12-step groups, and they say, oh, well, you had to hit rock bottom and all that. The truth is, you don't have to hit rock bottom, because there is no bottom. The bottom is only a bottom when you decide you've had enough. Because the bottom of one man might be a lot different to the bottom of another man. And it's only a matter of time before the bottom just keeps bottoming out. And that's the thing, because we don't wake up one day and say, oh, we're going to live in a park and we're going to, sleep under the trees. But one night that might become a reality. I mean, there's many a time where even in my younger days, where I'd go night clubbing and fall asleep on the way home, where I'd, wake up in strange places, doing strange things. But that wasn't a bottom. That was just part of the journey. And you might brush it off and say, oh, well, that was a bit funny. But was it? You see these people when they're drunk, the things that they do, the things that they say, and the things that they are. And you think, that's sad. When you look at it as they're human, that they're just lost. They're just looking for a way to cope with life. And yet they keep bottoming out their life. I think maybe that's sad. Maybe there is a better way. And there is a better way. And that way is burning the boats. And it's not about really burning the boats. It's about cutting off from the possibility that you're going to go back. It's about recognizing that you've done drinking. You know what you're going to get with drinking. Now it's trying to build a life that doesn't revolve around drinking. And when you initially take drinking out of your life, it's going to be a bit confronting. It's going to be hard. It's going to be different. I know when I stopped drinking, it was like, oh, well, your life becomes just so empty, because your life was filled with drinking. Your thoughts were revolved around drinking. Your actions revolved around drinking. Everything, your whole life revolved around drinking. And when you don't drink anymore, it's, well, now what? But that's the point where you've got to start to challenge. Challenge your thoughts, challenge your beliefs, and challenge your actions. And start to man up. Start to get some leadership in your life and start to be a leader, because that's the only opportunity that you're going to get to be a leader is when by leading. And you don't have to go around telling everyone that you're going to change and that you're going to do this and you're going to do that, because people don't give a fuck. They're like, show me. Don't tell me. Show me. And that's what you do. One day at a time, one moment at a time, you put one foot in front of the other, and then you'll change your life. Because you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait to change. Because change will begin the minute you decide. You start by making one choice in one moment, and then doing that one choice, one moment over and over and over again until it becomes a habit. And then it will become a habit, and then it will become who you are. And that's how we change. It's not some big miraculous, epiphany that you come to. It's about making a small choice with a small action, backing it up day after day after day until it becomes who you are. And if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to change your life, if you're ready to do something, go to kickthepiss.com, watch a free training, and you can change your life today.